Welcome to this video, everybody. So we're doing another pack opening video. These two packs I got at my 5th locals for going 2 and 2. So I had a good time playing, you know what I mean? I would say one of the matches that I lost was against a Urkis deck, and I barely lost round 1 or game 1. Round 2, my opponent just had some super lucky heart of the cards type of draws, they said. And they said that because I'm playing Blue Eyes Invoked and not Blue Eyes Primate, that their Drill and Lockbird was more effective than what it should have been. And I should have won that game. They said that when I upgrade my deck to Primate Blue Eyes, I'll be way better, or play way better. So, you know, I do have that to take into consideration, but I'm still debating against, like, if Primate Blue Eyes is exactly better than Invoked Blue Eyes, but I guess I won't exactly know until I get the cards or play test on a simulator or something like that. Like, I do like how Invoked Blue Eyes could set up the negate early, and I don't know if it seems like more so I see Primate Blue Eyes play into nib, or they don't play into nib and play it safe, whatever. But I do want to go for those bigger boards, so I do like that Invoked Blue Eyes can play through nib. But then yeah, it is more vulnerable to a Drill and Lockbird. But I do look at that as like Nibiru. I don't really like Fear and Nibiru when I play, even though, like, okay, like with a deck like Blue Eyes Invoke, I'm gonna set up the Nibiru negate protection. But like, if I don't draw into that combo or whatever, I'm not gonna play around a card that if my opponent runs at 3, they have a like 24% chance to open with. Like, no, I'm not gonna play for the minor percentage of the game. I'm gonna play for what's more likely to happen. And the same thing for Drill and Lockbird. Like, yeah, I could summon Alistair, add Invocation, or I could activate Magical Meltdown, add Alistair to the hand, and then Drill and Lockbird could lock down my future plays. But at best, it's about like a 24% chance of that happening if they run Lockbird at 3, and I'm not gonna play fair in that. But of course, if I was playing a deck like Primate Blue Eyes, I could play better through that. That is just, it is what it is. But when I get a chance to, I'm gonna see like what version of the deck works better for me. Blue Eyes Invoked is it's easier because like I already have the cards. I don't have to spend another 100. I don't have to spend an extra $112 at this point just to play the deck, or like an extra 200 to play the deck optimally. Maybe a little bit more than 200. Get a few other cards. Yeah, so we're gonna get into these packs. And oh, the other game that I lost was against Malice, but game 2 I made a mistake. They used Charmy in the draw phase or the standby phase, and by mistake I thought they did it as soon as the main phase started. Miscommunication error, and I activated Triple Tactics talent, and they were like, you can't. I Charmed in the standby phase, and I'm like, dag, now my opponent knows that I got Triple Tactics talent. They're not gonna play into it at this point, so I didn't have much of a hand anyway. I discarded Triple Tactics talent with Wishes, and then I got hit with Ash. So it's like, you know, that is just what it is. They just so happen to have Ash, because it's like Tactics was a dead card in my hand. My opponent was not gonna play into it. My hand wasn't filled with combos enough that they would be forced to play into it. So then it's like, you know, at best I'm able to make some plays and hold talents for a future turn that might not go, because my hand was type bricky too. So I was like, you know what, I'm better off just discarding it with Wishes, hopefully get to draw 2, and if I do draw 2, it's on from there. But it wasn't. But you know, that was I went second, and well, I didn't go second, I went first, but that was just like a bad that was just like a that game didn't go my way with the Charmy on top of that. So it's like, even if I could do some plays, my plays would have still been restricted. You know what I mean? So I definitely didn't need to hold on to a Tactics, whatever. So possibly, if I didn't misplay, I could have won it, or maybe that game just wasn't winnable. But I still like the way that my deck performed, because I barely lost game one, and my opponent had a lot of gas game one. So I feel like that's one of those situations where, like, versus another Malice deck, I probably would get the win. Like, I actually did get the win versus Malice in a tournament I played in a couple of days ago. But yeah, we're gonna get into these packs. Just a reminder though, don't forget to check out the other videos on my page and check out Battle Aura TCG. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Inspired TCG I created that it plays like classic Yu-Gi-Oh! But with balance and improvements. It has new features like face down attack mode, prayer draws. It's really great. We got new packs coming out soon. This is one of the URs from the new pack. No Diddy. Pay half your life aura points. Your opponent cannot attack for the rest of the turn. This card is gonna be going crazy in the meta. We got Killer Cam when this card is summoned. It's a ritual though, but when you summon this card, it destroys all other spirits on the field, allowing you to do a direct attack. But all battle aura point damage this card does when it's on the field, that you do when this card is on the field, is cut in half. And then when this card gets destroyed, you can special summon one gem drones from your graveyard. So very cool effect with a protection. And then we have this other card, another new UR from the new set, Darth Vader Kiss. When this card is summoned by sacrificing 2 spirits, you could target one other spirit on the field and destroy it. And when this card gets sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. So, like, definitely check out these cards. This is the fusion from the Anubis starter deck. Oh, we're having the first tournament soon too. So definitely leave a comment if you're interested on how y'all can purchase a deck to participate in this tournament. Yeah. Now let's see what we have in these packs. And by the way, these are the 2 packs that I won from my games. These are my 2 tournament packs, and this is the one that I brought to reach the $15 minimum to participate in the tournament. Oh, one thing that I do want to mention is that this is my 5th locals I just recently did, and going through my tournament results, right? My first tournament, I went 0-3. I didn't really know much about the meta and stuff like that. It did kind of feel like I went to that event just to lose, because I didn't even, not only did I know much about the meta, I didn't even know how to play Blue Eyes properly. So I made a lot of misplays and stuff like that. But one of my opponents I played in a practice game was like, nah, you got experience for that. And I was like, yeah, true. And that is right. Like, that helped me get better quicker. But my second locals, I went 2-0. My third locals, I went 3-0. I went 3-1. My 4th locals, I went 3-1 again, technically undefeated. I talked about that in the last video. It came to a draw and we had to roll a dice to see who won. This locals, my 5th one, I went 2-2, so that's 10 times I won altogether, which is 10 packs I got so far. These are about like $5 a pack, so that means that I got $50 in prize support so far. Yeah. That's cool, and that's better than what I expected. I did play really good in Master Duel 2 years ago, and I won some cash prize tournaments, whatever. But that's Master Duel. You know, the TCG could be different. But I'm glad that I've been doing good in the TCG too. You know, considering everything, I did do better in Master Duel as I actually won tournaments there. I guess the equivalent would be me going 4-1 at locals. Let's see, Gem Knight. So, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of this card or the Gem Knight decks, but at least this is a secret rare. I'm actually just trying to pull Star Decipher Divine Dragon when I get these packs. Maybe it'll be, oh, okay, so like at some point I might play Dark Magician. That's my favorite deck. Even though it's not the strongest, but the new support is really good. So like for now, I'm just really getting Blue Eye support cards. I don't really care about any other archetypes because this is the TCG. If this was Master Duel and we can get the cards more easily, I would invest in other decks more. But I think like I just want to play Blue Eyes and probably Dark Magician. That's probably it. Summoner, Sorceress. Okay, this is a spellcast. Let me see what this does. 2 monsters with the same type, except tokens. If this card is linked summon, you can special summon one monster from your hand in defense mode to your opponent's zone. This card points to, but negate its effects. Then you can special summon one monster from your deck in defense position with the same type as that monster, but negate its effect. If you special summon from your deck this way. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except monsters with the... Okay, I guess this is for some specific type of deck. Hey, and this is cool. So, like, remember I said I lost to that Orcus player? They got this card out twice. So I don't know how valuable this card is. I would say maybe, probably not much, but maybe a little bit since people are playing Orcus. They probably want the reprint. I would say maybe if this isn't just $1, maybe it's a few dollars or whatever. But if I'm wrong and this card is more valuable, you let me know. But this reminds me of like when you play like a Yu-Gi-Oh game, right? So check this out, right? Y'all know when y'all play the old school Yu-Gi-Oh games and you play a character like Joey and you beat him and you get his red eyes? Or like you play Yugi, you beat him, you get his dark magician. You play Kaiba, you beat him, you get his blue eyes. But in some of the games, you still get a pack from them. Just like the better you do in the duel, the more higher chance you have of getting a rare card from them. So this seems like one of those things where I played so good against the Urkus player that I was telling y'all about that I won his boss monster as an item drop. All right, cool. All right, let's see what I got from the last Battles of Legend pack. Come on, we need this Sifra Divine Dragon. Oh, but if not, Sifra Divine Dragon, the Primite cards. Like, it would be cool to pull a Lordy or Lordy Low. If not, start a Sifra Divine Dragon. Herald the Green Light. I like the fairy decks. But what I don't like is I think that the Drytron is the only, like, I could be wrong, but the Drytron is one of the fairy decks that I know, but I don't know if cards is hit or if it's just OP. I doubt it's OP since people aren't using it like that, but I don't kind of like how Drytron just shuts everything down to play a deck like that. But I would though, actually, since it's fairy, like I played it in Master Duel, it's fun. That's just not what I'm trying to play in the TCG, I guess. But yeah, a Primary Ethelvera, so cool. So now I have 2 of these. These is about like, I guess depending on the day, I don't know if it changed, but these are about like $9 to $12. So the Primite engine, when I last checked, I think was $112. With me having 2 of these, this is like, you know, $24 gone, and now I would just need 1 more of this, 3 Lordy Loads, and 1 Drill Beam. But the thing is, Lordy Load is like the $26 card. That's the more expensive one. So I would need to actually pull 3 Lordy Loads or do some trades for them. To get a Drill Beam is just like $1. So this is a great pull though. So I actually like my pulls that I got. Even though we didn't get Star the Sifra Divine Dragon, we got this to help make my Blue Eyes deck better. And in the future, possibly. And we got the Orcus drop from my opponent. But my opponent did say, like, yo, if I would have had Primate Blue Eyes, I would have won. So helping me get the deck my opponent wanted me to have. Okay, let's see what's in these tournament packs. Someone at Locals did pull the Blue Eyes, so I don't know if it's possible for me to pull another Blue Eyes. But let's see if I could still get a rare card in here. I remember this card from Duel Links. I don't think this is rare. Okay, but if I'm mistaken, y'all let me know. I don't think too many decks is playing that card right now. Let's see. This is the last tournament pack. Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. Population Virus. Should be one alien. Yeah, nah. So that's the way these tournament cards are though. It's only 3 cards per pack. You can banish 1 05 or higher monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you can special summon extra monsters for the rest of the turn. If this card is tributed for tribute summon, look at all set cards your opponent controls. Yeah. All right. So that's the pack opening video for today. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. You have an amazing day today. Also, remember, don't forget to check out Battle Aura TCG by checking out the other videos on my page. Check out the 31-second trailer. Let me know what y'all think. Peace. I will be making more Yu-Gi-Oh videos soon. I got some maybe stuff to talk about. Okay. Peace.